What's up, ladies and gentlemen? chuckfinleLP Play Sonic Adventure 2 Part 16. After locating Tails, we're now one step closer to finding that last...
Doctor, they're heading directly toward us. What should we do?
Just sit tight. Let them go away. There's no way they can get away. I don't know what they are planning, but I'll make sure to give them a warm welcome.
We are one step closer to finding that last Chaos Emerald. And this is the egg golem fight.
That was pretty rough.
We did it! Let's go, Amy! Yeah!
You little thieves. Did you really think it? Just leave it to me.
Now the theme in the background that is playing is Robotnik's theme, and one of the best in the game by far, and one of the best themes that Robotnik has ever had. Sadly, it doesn't play the whole song. And Sonic easily destroys the robot egg golem with one kick. Sadly, it wasn't quite so easy for us, but if you found out a good way to and it would seem that Robotnik has given his robots feelings, and the golem does not like being called a piece of junk. Alright, so if you can see cracks on its chest there, all you have to do is just, of course, dodge the robot, dodge its fists, but you just keep shooting at it until one of the cracks become exposed. Now don't fall in this quicksand, because unlike Sonic, we can't save ourselves from it. But what I was trying to say was, those cracks, if you saw those bombs, just like on what Chow was saying, you just have to break open the cracks on his chest and blow the bomb up, and that's the way you heard it. There's two on the front, one underneath his left armpit, and then the other one is, I believe, on his back. You want to be very careful. Usually you can just grab a health item box and you'll be good. Make sure you grab some rings while you're down here as well. You can't shoot it. You can only shoot it up in its chest. You can't shoot it at the legs and actually harm it. Alright, well, there's even doing that won't help you, because if it headbutts you, it will hurt you. So you want to be very careful. This is a good tactic, especially if you've run out of item boxes and everything. Okay, I could have swore there was one on his back. Well, that makes it a lot easier. But once it starts continuously headbutting out when you're hitting the third one, that is a good tactic. Just grabbing onto the pulley and continuously shooting at it, and then once it headbutts, you know, you just jump back down and everything. But we sadly couldn't stop Sonic from getting into the rocket. This is the same cutscene as it was in the Hero Side story, so that's why I am talking over the cutscene. I won't do that for everyone, but you know, we've seen this one. You know, you've heard him count down for the rocket and everything. But yeah, that robot fight, that fight, the egg golem fight with Robotnik, really isn't that hard. I just expected him to not slam his fist down as much as he did.
Doctor, how's it going? What? What do you mean they escaped? That's okay.
theme that was playing in the background at the end of that cutscene, and when Knuckles we first meet Rouge, when Knuckles breaks the emerald, that is Rouge's theme, and it isn't as bad as Amy's, but it really isn't that good. But anyway, so as you saw, all of the hint TVs are reversed, and they won't give you a clear reading. Some of them will be backwards. Thank you, Omo Chow. Oh, come on. Rouge's, let's see where they at. That's the name of them. Her hammer gloves are right in here. Iron boots increases your kick attack power. Now you can break the iron containers with just one kick, just like Knuckles, whatever, hammer gloves, I believe is what I called them. But these are Rouge's version, and that will help us unlock a lot of those other rockets that I couldn't get opened. All right, so there are 3 planets. This moon that will allow us to go higher up onto the space colony, about the same area where Knuckles went. And there's a capsule planet which I'll run by really quickly, and there's a crater planet which is like this one, except it's got a crater on the top of it. Let's see, where in the world is that? This one I really don't like it. Compared to Knuckles' meteor herd, this one is a lot more complicated, and especially with the detectors messed up if you need them. I'll go ahead and read one really quickly. Let's see. Alright, so this one is backwards, and what you have to do is just pause it and just read it from, instead of left to right, right to left. Tired light. So that would mean a light that is probably flashing like this, and I'll bet you money it's around here somewhere, so we'll take a look for that. And the gravity on this moon is messed up, so once you get to about the halfway point of the moon, you'll have to the controls will be reversed. Aha, there we go. Alright, so the only way to get off this one is to climb up here, hop onto the rocket, but the rocket is turned off, and the only way to turn it on is by breaking this crate, flipping the switch. Now usually there will be one here, Chaos Emerald, or Emerald piece here on the capsule planet, which is this one. Gravity works except to a point. Once you get to the tip of the capsule, on either side here, you can just jump off easily. Once you get about right there, then you can just fly off and get off of it very easy. It's not as bad as the moon planet or the crater planet over there. I don't know if you can. I don't know if I can manipulate the. Okay, right over there, the capsule or the moon planet. The gravity won't allow you to fly over there, so you'd have to find the main platform that we started on and get one of those rockets that we need to go after. Here we go. And I believe this one should be it. If it ain't, we'll just go back up and do it again. No, okay. As long as we don't get onto the moon, I don't care. And you can also use the rockets to go from place to place, but the gravity is really strong on the moon, and it will catch you, so you want to be very careful while going onto that one. So this one, just like a meteor herd, has a higher section up there. Alright, well, no, I guess this is as high as it'll go. Okay, my bad. I thought it was kind of like meteor herd in the fact that it would have a higher section. Come on. Nope. Crap. Now, those will only pop up once per life, so the only way to make the gold gun beetles pop back up is to die and then just go back to place, as long as you haven't passed it already. I don't believe it'll still be there if you've already passed the location. The top of the capsule. Okay, so that would be the capsule planet. We'll fly back over here. Could have swore. Well, I guess I didn't fly everywhere around the capsule. And it might be down here at the bottom of it. No. Ah, okay. That's another way the detectors are messed up. It told me the top of the capsule. That was actually the bottom of the capsule. So you do want to be very careful, you know, and don't believe everything you read from the detectors. Most of it is backwards, and you would have to pause it and just, like I said, read it from left to right, or from right to left. But you'd also have to be very careful with the information that it's given you. It should be right here. Let's see. Probably. No. Ah. Oh, didn't mean for that to happen. Let's see. Okay, it's probably in here. Yep, there we go. Alright, so that's Mad Space. It's a pain in the ass to go through. Not really fun unless you can...
I guess I took a little too much time.
No kidding. But, if I would have found the first two emeralds at least 1,000 instead of 800s both times, that might have helped me out a little bit. But, you know, it's a lot worse than Meteor Herd, but that is Rouge's Meteor Herd. So as you can see, Knuckles doesn't have any of his gear. Rouge wouldn't have any of her gear if you had started the Dark Side story first and then went like this. But you did notice that Knuckles did have his sunglasses. When after he fought King Boom Boo. What was it? Alright, so that was that power I was talking about that Rouge has also as well. All you have to do is just fly out in the middle, and that's about the best way to avoid it. Rouge has kind of like a black hole, and it will just kind of like that series of lightning bolts. It'll just follow you in one place instead of actually follow you and chase you down. So you just fly out into the middle, and you'll be fine. So you can see Rouge's theme isn't as bad as Amy's, but it still isn't that good compared to Shadow's, Sonic's, Robotnik's. But anyway.
What's Rouge up to anyway? This is
transporter is handy. But I'll go ahead and do this level as well. Now this is another level that requires you to get a lot of score. Because they give you so many targets to hit. You know, the research projects, those green signs, or those green spinning things. But as you can see, what Omochow was saying is that the gravity is weak here, and that you can hover to go up higher, but only for a little bit. You know, it will stop at a point, and then you'll just start going back down again. A lot slower than just normally hovering, but it isn't as it doesn't last forever. And so you always want to make sure you are close to where you need to be. You know, you can't just like start out here and then comfortably make it, or a little bit further than that. So you just want to always make sure you are near where you need to go, especially if you have to go up higher, because there are a lot of places that will actually stretch you to stretch the hovering ability to its limits, and you just barely make it. So you just want to be very careful while going through here. And just like in the first going into the space colony the first time with Robotnik, there are a lot of targets that you can lock onto, and you want to get the maximum amount of them as you can, and try not to do that. You know, of course, you may not be able to help it right there, but if you can, you know, always try to turn away. If you have to shoot out your, a good thing to do for in that situation and in weapons bed is to try not to shoot any robots or enemies with just the Vulcan cannon. Is to aim away from any enemies that you could target, and then turn around and fire at them. That's a good way to do it. For a case like that, there really is no easy way to do it unless you didn't shoot at the buildings and you just decided to go ahead and wait and shoot at the robots first, or maybe not fly up as high as I did and try to shoot the building. You know, there is and there isn't too many things you can actually do to help yourself not no, that was an accident. Try not to do mistakes like that. I meant to let go of the protection armor. Reinforces Egg Walker's body armor against damage. Health gauge is increased. You won't see it there, but it will turn blue when it's full, like a darker blue when it's full health. But just anytime you can gain as much score as you can, try not to shoot anything too quickly, and always, if you are in a big group of enemies like this, wait. You know, like as I've said before, the beam does last for 7 seconds, so if you can hold out for about 5 seconds, a little bit more, about 5.5 seconds, you'll gain the maximum amount of points. And for a section like this, if you have to, because you have to be able to shoot to target, and your Vulcan cannon will be shot first. A good way to do that is just to, as I said, look away from any targets so that they don't get shot by the Vulcan cannon, and you can use your homing missile to destroy them. For that section, the best thing you can do is just not get hit like I did. I did get hit, and that messed me up. So if you can not get hit, there will be another section like that. So if you do okay through the first one, you can easily make it back up during the second one. And another thing is, while it may not seem very useful, but try to collect as many rings as you can, even the individual rings, because you do get 10 points a ring. And Chaos Drives, you'll get 10 points per Chaos Drive as well. So if you can only shoot one enemy, that's 110 points right there, and that's another good way to go after points. You know, a little group of rings will about 10 rings will gain you uh, 100 points. So you can do that if you can. Just little things like that will help out a lot. And for here, especially with those robots that have those bombs around them, you can use those to your advantage, especially if there's a big group of enemies. As you've seen, and I've been able to get perfects with them while using them, so that's another great way. Not getting hit, as I said. Oh, crap. Yeah, well, that'll hurt. I had over 150, I believe. Close to maybe 200. I didn't really see how much I had before I lost it. It may not hurt you in the end, points-wise. As you can see, you do still have close to 50,000, but since you do have so much score there, it may take over 50,000 to get. I believe it's right at 50,000, maybe a little bit lower, close to 55. I'm not 100% sure, so don't take that to heart and actually believe that. Just usually I have over 55,000 and I'll get an A rank while doing it. The asteroids, I believe, will also gain you extra points. So if you are, I believe they give you 20. Oh no, yeah, I guess they do give you 20 points. Metal boxes and wooden boxes also gain you extra points. I believe 10 or 20. So that's another good way to gain extra points if you need it. Going after any ring boxes you can, that will give you ring score. It's always a good tactic to use. Not only will it help out your final ring score in the end, but it'll also I didn't see him there. It'll also help you out in the end. Time, you can actually not be hurt too bad by the time score here. I know the end time score is actually a big deal for a lot of characters, like Knuckles, Rouge, and Shadow and Sonic. Shadow and Sonic more so than Knuckles and Rouge, because but they do play but time does also play a big role in it, especially if you find a lot of the Master Emerald pieces very quickly, and you can get them perfect. If you can get all of them perfect, that combined with the time bonus should always get you an A. You don't even have to really go around and look for too many rings or destroy too many enemies. Taking your time falling through here, making sure you collect about 11 targets is what you need to gain a perfect and 2,000 points. So if you can gain that, you should be doing pretty good. You don't have to worry about the asteroids. That don't hurt you. They do slow you down, but that doesn't seem to affect you too much. Let's see. Trying to remember what would come up here. Just all of this little stuff, the green, brown things. All of these turrets, if you can lock onto a lot of them, you can gain them as well. But you don't want to, for that section, you don't want to hang on to it too long, because if you do go past the range, you won't be able to get them. So if you do go past the range of enemies and too far away from them, you won't be able to use them to lock onto, so you got to be careful with that. For this security system, all you have to do is just keep shooting at it, and it'll get destroyed once you knock off all of the outside bubbles. The outer bubbles it'll go away. You can't lock onto it. All you can do is just continuously shoot at it.
Piece of cake.
Wow. Okay. I'm actually gonna say instead of 55,000, let's go to 70,000. And even though as much as I did, ring score would have helped out a lot. So if you can keep your rings, that's a great way to help. Maybe not taking your time as much. You know, you don't want to blow through the level, but you also don't want to take your time as much as well. But I thank you for watching. The challenge of the video is how many of those brown and green circular things did I destroy? I thank you for watching. Until next time.